stay happily at home. Now we have done pressure exerted by solid, and you have seen pressure exerted by solid is given by thrust by area. So pressure exerted by solid depends on the thrust exerted as well as the area. Now liquid also exert pressure. Now why the liquid exert pressure? Now if you consider the liquid, then the basic difference between liquid and solid is that solid has definite shape and size, but you know that liquid, it takes the shape of the container where you keep it. Alright, so inside the liquid molecules, they are moving continuously. So when the liquid molecules move continuously, then they collide with the walls of the container. So when they collide on the walls of the container, then they exert pressure on the walls of the container also. So that's why liquid pressure, it acts in all directions. So this is the basic difference between liquid and solid. Solid, what it does, if you keep on a surface a solid, then solid will keep the pressure in the downward direction, isn't it? But if you consider liquid can exert pressure not only in downward direction, but it can exert pressure in all direction. Alright, so this is one point of difference between solid and liquid pressure. The next one is solid pressure depends on the area of the surface on which thrust is applied. But in case of liquid pressure is independent of the area. Now the pressure exerted by liquid, it is given by this formula. Alright, HdG. Now what does H represent? Just understand it. So suppose you have taken liquid in a container, this is known as the free surface. The uppermost surface is known as the free surface. Now suppose you have taken a point P, point A here. Then the depth of the point from the free surface, if it is H, then pressure exerted by the liquid at the point A is given by H into D into G. So what is H? H is depth of the point. Alright, then D is density of the liquid which is exerting the pressure, and G is, everybody knows, this is acceleration due to gravity. Is that clear? So unlike the solid pressure, I hope you can remember the solid pressure we wrote like this. This was the expression for solid pressure, F by A. But what is the expression for liquid pressure? It is H into D into G. H is the depth of the point, okay, from the free surface, and D is the density of the liquid, and G, small g, is acceleration due to gravity. So liquid pressure, here in this expression there is no area. So liquid pressure never depends on area, whereas solid pressure depends on area. So verbally I have said you 2 points of difference between solid pressure and liquid pressure. So that is your homework. You must note it down, okay, in your study material notebook itself, that what are the differences between pressure exerted by solid and pressure exerted by liquid. So what is the first point of difference? I said solid pressure acts in the downward direction on the base, on the surface of contact, whereas liquid pressure acts in all direction. Solid pressure depends on area of the surface, and liquid pressure is independent of the area of the surface. Alright, so these are the two basic differences between solid pressure and liquid pressure. Now, liquid pressure is measured by a device which is known as manometer. Now, liquid pressure, as I said, is measured by a device which is known as manometer. Alright, now what is the simple structure of the manometer? Let us try to understand it. There is a, you see, wooden board. Alright, on the wooden board a scale is fixed. Now on the both side of the scale, what is done? A U-tube made of glass is there. Just you follow from here to here. This is a U-tube which is made of glass. within the U-tube you have to fill up mercury. So when you will fill up mercury in the U-tube, then you will see that level of mercury will be same at both the arms of the tube. Alright, that you must remember. Now, one end of the U-tube, it is free, nothing is there above it. Other end, a long rubber tube is connected. Now, at the other end of the rubber tube, a plastic funnel is connected. Now, the open end of the funnel is closed by stretched rubber membrane. You can use a torn balloon also. Alright, and easily anyone can make a manometer at home. Instead of taking U-tube made of glass, you can take any plastic tube which is transparent plastic, and then you nicely bend it and give the form of a U-tube. And instead of filling it up with mercury, you can fill it up by colored water also. Alright, but actual manometer, this is the structure. Alright, that there is a main part is there is a U-tube which is filled up with mercury. When the U-tube, no pressure, nothing is exerted, then the mercury level on both the arm should be at same level, and then with a rubber tube, a plastic funnel is connected and the open end of the funnel is closed by a stretched rubber membrane. Alright, now you see how it measures the pressure. Initially, the liquid level was same in both the arms. Now you do this. Means here force applied, I have written, by your finger you press the membrane up. Then you will observe that here the pressure air, you are exerting the pressure first on the membrane. That pressure will be transmitted within the air. Then that pressure will be transmitted and act on this arm. Mercury kept on this arm. So what will happen? You will observe that mercury level here it will decrease, whereas mercury level will increase here. Okay, then how to measure how much pressure you have applied? You find out what is this reading from the scale. Alright, you find out what is this reading from the scale. So let us consider this reading is H1 and this reading is H2. From the scale you can measure it. Then you find out H is equal to H1 minus H2. Then what is the pressure exerted by the liquid? Use the formula H into D into G. T is the density of mercury. Density of mercury is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube, and the value of G is 980 centimeter per second square. Means density of, I am writing here M stands for mercury. Density of mercury is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube and value of G is 980 centimeter per second square. So you see, if you can measure H from the manometer, then by putting these values in the formula, you can find out what is the pressure exerted by your finger. Is it not interesting? I hope you are enjoying it. Now, if you, as I said, that when you are making the U-tube at home, then instead of mercury, because mercury is costly also, not easily available also, and generally we do not allow children to handle the mercury, because if there is any cut in your body and if you are touching the mercury, then mercury, if it enters in your body, that is very much harmful. So you are using water here. In that case, how you will find out the pressure? In that case, you will find out H exactly in the same manner, but instead of using density of mercury, you will use density of water. The value of G will remain the same. So this is the way, by using a manometer, one can find out the pressure exerted by a liquid. Next is laws of liquid pressure. Now girls, in your book it is given as the characteristics, alright, but it is when you will go to the higher classes, 9th standard, 10th standard, then you will learn the same thing. It will be written as laws of liquid pressure. So that's why I have given you in the form of laws of liquid pressure. Alright, there are 5 laws of liquid pressure. So one by one I am saying the laws, explaining what is its meaning and how you can verify the laws by using a manometer. That also I will explain together. Okay. Now what you will do, you should write down the 5 statement of the laws of liquid pressure. I have written here 3, then the next 2 I will write and I will explain. Okay, so you must write all the 5 together. And explanation of the laws you don't have to write in the study material notebook, you just understand it. Okay, and the related activity also means how you can verify the laws. Okay, now remember that liquid pressure, laws of liquid pressure, all it depends on this formula as I given to you. So I suggest that you must learn and remember this formula for liquid pressure. Now what is the statement of the first law of liquid pressure? You see what is given? Inside the liquid, pressure increases with the increase in depth from the free surface. Now look at the expression. In the expression, P is equal to H into D into G. What does H represent? I said already, that is depth of the liquid from the free surface. So you see, according to this relation, when you will increase H, what will happen to P? P will increase, and when you will decrease H, P will decrease. Alright. Now with the help of manometer, how one can verify the first law. In this region, I am just drawing the diagrams and explaining, but that explanation part you don't have to write. You just try to understand it. So what we will verify, if we increase the depth, then pressure will increase. Then how you can show it? You just take a container and take some liquid. Alright. Now take a manometer. Now in the manometer, what the entire diagram of the manometer I am not drawing. I am just showing you the thistle funnel. So suppose you have kept the thistle funnel here. Alright, this is the point. This is the point A. You have kept the thistle funnel. Alright, now the rest of the portion is here. Then you see what will happen to the U-tube here. As you have taken it down, then this portion of this liquid, this height of the liquid exerting pressure here. So what you will observe? You will observe that the liquid level on this side, left side, it will decrease, and right side liquid level will increase. And the difference between them will be something. Is that clear? Second, what you have done? You have set the thistle funnel here. You see the point B I have taken here. So I have increases the depth H. Now I am drawing the diagram here. Then what you will observe, that this side the liquid level on this one mercury of the level of the mercury on this side, it will decrease more than this. You see here, it was here. So where it will come here, and whereas this one will increase more. Means what I mean to say, the difference between the two level of mercuries in the two arm will be more than this case. Is that clear? What does it mean? Pressure increases with the increase in depth. Is that clear? I hope it is clear to everybody. So with the help of a manometer, one can verify the first law. And what the first law state? That if you increase the depth of the liquid from depth of the point from the free surface, then pressure increases. Now in the second law, what is said? In a stationary liquid. Stationary means what? The liquid which is not moving. Rather, these laws of liquid pressure all are applicable for stationary liquid only, although we have not mentioned. But it is understood that it is applicable for stationary liquid only. In a stationary liquid, pressure is same at all points on a horizontal plane. So, how you can show it? Again by a manometer, we can show this one by our activity. So, what you have done and what is the meaning first, let us understand. Suppose you have taken a container and you have taken some liquid. Now you choose a horizontal plane. You have chosen a horizontal plane like this. Then what does the second law states? Second law states that if you take different points A, B and C on the same horizontal plane, you have taken the point on the same horizontal plane, then you will observe that pressure will be same at all these 3 points. Why the pressure will be same? Apply your common sense if you have any. You see here, for all these 3 points, H is same. Isn't it? Because it is on the same horizontal plane. So as H is same, so what will happen? Pressure will be same at all the points. Now how you can verify it? Just you set the funnel, thistle funnel here, for the funnel of the manometer here at the point A. Then suppose in the U tube, the liquid mercury level is like this. Then you do this, the funnel you set it here, then you will see there is no change in the mercury level on the 2 sides. Then you set it again at this point C, you will observe that there is no change in the mercury level, which indicates that pressure is same at all the points A, B and C. Alright, so this is the way one can verify by using a manometer and a liquid in a container, the second law of. Then the third law of liquid pressure is pressure at same depth increases with the increase in density of liquid. So how you can verify this? And you can from this, theoretically you can verify from this formula that pressure is equal to H into D into G. So here you see what is given at same depth. Means what you are doing, H you are keeping constant. So you see, if you increase D, P will increase. If you decrease D, P will decrease. So that is the statement of the third law. That at the same depth, pressure increases with increase in density of the liquid. So for that, what you can do, you take 2 containers. Alright, you take 2 containers and take 2 liquid. Suppose you have taken a liquid here of density D1 and here you have taken a liquid of density D2, and let us consider that density of the first liquid is bigger than density in the second liquid. Alright, then what you will do, you just choose certain level on both the liquid at the same height, means this is H and this is also H, they are same. Is that clear? Now you keep the thistle funnel here. Then what you will observe when you are keeping, for this one I am drawing the diagram, you will observe that here the liquid level will come down more, means the difference between this liquid level will be more. But when you are keeping the thistle funnel here, you will observe that in the same U tube, the difference means this liquid level, mercury level, it will come down by less amount. So the difference between these 2 mercury level will be less than the difference between the first case. So difference between the mercury level, when it will less, then pressure will be less, and here pressure will be more. So this is the way one can verify the third law of pressure, third law of liquid pressure, that pressure at same depth increases with the increase in the density of the liquid. Then fourth law of liquid pressure is same in all directions about a point inside the liquid. What does it mean? If you take a point inside a liquid, then liquid exert pressure at that point from all direction. Alright, not only that, from all direction the liquid exert the same pressure. Don't think that downward direction liquid is exerting more pressure, upward direction pressure is less, then laterally the pressure is less. No, it will exert pressure, equal amount of pressure in all direction about that point. Alright, so how you can verify it? By using a manometer. Suppose you choose a point, then you keep the thistle funnel this way, then you see the liquid is exerting pressure in this direction, and here you will observe that in the U tube the difference between the mercury level, it will not change. First you keep it like this, then liquid pressure, the mercury level is like this, then you keep the thistle funnel like this, then you keep the thistle funnel like this, then you keep the thistle funnel like this. Means you see, when you have kept like this, pressure is in this direction. When you have kept like this, pressure is downward direction. And when you have kept like this, pressure is upward direction. In all the cases, there will be no change in the level of the mercury in the U-tube, which indicates that pressure is same in all direction about a point inside the liquid. Then the fifth and last law of liquid pressure is a liquid always seeks its own level. Okay, let us try to understand it. Now what you have done, you have taken different shape container like this. Let me first draw the diagram, then I am giving the explanation. Now consider this. You see, I have taken different shape container. Alright, and they are interconnected. Look at this one, the base is narrow. Here base is very narrow. The base is wide enough. Here base is narrow. Again the base is wide. Alright, now don't keep the misconcept that when you pour the liquid, then all the container, you will observe that irrespective of their base, area of the base, you will see the all the container, they will have the same height of the liquid. Means the level of liquid, it will be same for all the container. Is that clear? I hope. Okay, here just when you will draw this diagram, take care from one side without scale I have drawn. Means this height will be remain the same for all. Means this, if it is h, this will also be h, this will also be h. Means the height of the liquid level will be same for all the containers. Alright, what does it mean? That a liquid seeks its own level. Means whatever be the base of the container, area of the base of the container, whatever be the shape of the container, they, if you pour liquid within the interconnected container like this, then the height of the liquid level will be same for all the container. This is the meaning of a liquid seeks its own level. Now why it is happening? Let us try to find out. So suppose I have taken the point A, B, C, D, E at the base of all the container. Alright, now look at this, all the points A, B, C, D, E. They are on the same horizontal level. Okay, so what you can write, I am writing it here, that pressure at the point A, pressure at the point B, pressure at the point C, pressure at the point D, pressure at the point E will be the same. And this one, how I have written they are same, it is coming from the second law. Alright, I hope you can remember. On the second law, it was given that if you take a horizontal plane, then at every point on the horizontal plane, pressure is same. So here what is happening? Pressure is same at all the points. Now you see how you can write down what is the pressure at the point A. Height at the point A, then density of the liquid into G. What will be pressure at the point B? Height of the liquid level at the point B into D into G. Like that, what will be pressure at the point C? Height at the point C, height of liquid level at the point C, G, like this. It will be HD, then DG, then HE, DG. Now D and G you can cancel for everyone. So what are you getting? HA is equal to HB is equal to HC equal to HD equal to HE. Means at the point, all the points, the height of the liquid level will be same. Now here, as I am repeating, you don't have to write the explanation in the study material notebook. Only write down the statement of the 5 laws in your study material notebook. Now effects of liquid pressure. You know that inside sea, the depth of sea or ocean is very high, alright. So when a diver, sea diver, they dive deep inside the ocean, then just wearing the normal dresses, they cannot dive deep, alright. They are having specially designed diver suit. Why? Because at when they are diving, means they are going at depth of the sea, then what happens? The liquid pressure, the pressure exerted by sea water increases, means the value becomes very high. So what will happen? Without that specially designed diver suit, if they dive, then definitely they will not be able to survive only. So what is done? That within that diver suit, the arrangement is made so that the external, that tremendous pressure exerted by the seawater do not act or balance by the diver's specially designed diver suit. Alright. Then another example or effect of liquid pressure is that you know that in deep sea and ocean, certain aquatic animals are there, mainly fishes are there. So when the fishes, just you consider, suppose a fish is at a depth, alright, then what is happening? The blood pressure within the fish, they balances the external pressure. These two means external pressure and within the body blood pressure, they are equal. Then only the fish can survive. Alright, if any means outside pressure is more and inside pressure is less, then what will happen? The fish will get squeezed. Alright, and if the inside pressure is more, outside pressure is less, then what will happen? The body of the fish will burst. So that happens if a deep sea animal, if they are taken out from water. So when they are taken out from water, then you see inside their body pressure remains high, whereas outside the pressure decreases. So due to that, within the body, that tremendous pressure just bursts. Due to that, what happens? The body of the fish just bursts. So these are the two effects of liquid pressure.